listening to the Daily Yogi podcast. Every weekday, I'll share timeless yogi wisdom in bite-sized relatable lessons you can apply immediately to help you expand your perspective on life. They found him in the temple, bent over a game of knucklebones with children. There was white dust on the floor. The afternoon heat was pressing the air. The men from Ephesus stood at a distance, waiting for the dark philosopher to rise, to speak, to join their talk of loss and power. He did not rise. He turned back to the boys and kept playing, leaving the men to their talk. They mocked him for playing. He looked up and said it was better to do this than to meddle in their politics. Then he turned back to the boys and the rattle of stones. Heraclitus saw change everywhere, in rivers that never repeat, in fires that feed on what they consume. And at the same time, he pointed to an underlying measure, a law that stays. On those who step in the same rivers, different and different waters flow, he said. That day in the temple, his refusal was discipline. He chose a field where flocks and measures sit side by side. The knucklebones fell however they wished. Change. But the game's rules held. Order. And his attention held with the game. He would not trade this inner custody for the men's approval. This is precisely what Yogi Ramacharaka teaches. That the body changes, the mind changes, but the I remains the same. Calm, serene, detached, unchanged amid the changes of the universe. The hand tosses, the bones scatter. The player who knows himself is not thrown. That when your career, family, or identity are in flux, you do not cling. You stand in the part of you that doesn't drown, attending to the still center that lets you move without being moved off yourself. Heraclitus shows what this looks like in a temple. He refuses the men's pull towards politics, towards reputation, towards power, and keeps his attention with the boys and the game. He aligns himself with a deeper order, the spirit within, rather than the passing forms. That is the point. Pain lives with the one who grasps. Peace lives with the one who plays, steady within himself, while the world moves. If this episode gave you something to think about, please leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you're listening. On Apple Podcasts, go to the show homepage, scroll down to the rating sections, then tap Write Review. On Spotify, go to the show homepage, tap the three dots, select Rate Show, and choose your stars. Reviews signal to the algorithm that this podcast is worth promoting and help new listeners discover the show. Thank you. Your support means a lot and goes a long way. And as always, take this reflection into the silence, and I'll see you next time.